I'm fortunate enough to be doing something that I enjoy. And when I'm talking about doing, I mean my career. I get paid to create videos, record podcasts, make little interactive resources on a learning portal. And it is absolutely what I would have described if you'd have taken me back to those days when I was at school. Now, I didn't really know that was a job back then. However, I knew what I was interested in. I knew I had creativity, I love technology, and I love communicating with people. So, all in all, it's a perfect mix, really. But it took me over 10 years to actually do anything about it. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. Don't waste 10 years of your life like I did. Start taking steps today to help put you in that position where you can start to do what it is that you were born to do on that regular basis. Now, of course, at the moment, I'm talking career wise, but these principles can be applied to anything from finances to relationships to your health and fitness. But for me, this example is something that I reflected on recently, and that being after a conversation with Ben. Ben and I were talking about how I got into what it is that I do professionally, and he wondered if it's something that I always wanted to do or how I got to where I am. I then explained how I'd come out of school not really having an idea, that I went back into education after realizing that stacking shelves wasn't necessarily my ideal job. Okay, I left the university right at the banking crisis. The jobs were a little trickier to find, but I soon found my rhythm and found the easy way out going back into that environment. I didn't push myself and I didn't have much self confidence. Sure, I had a piece of paper that said I had some skills in a certain area, and I did have a broad range of skills. But because I wasn't an expert in one particular field, because my degree was quite broad, I used that as a bit of a crutch to say that nobody would want to employ me because I was the jack of all trades but the master of none. Whereas in reality, the job that I'm doing now actually gives me that benefit of having a flavour of each of the different experiences and the different skill sets that I have. But truth be known, one of the big reasons for me not actually progressing into a career in e learning, which I'm in now, was because of self doubt and a lack of self belief. And maybe you're sitting there nodding your head along with me, thinking, I'm exactly that position at the moment, or I've been there. If you are, or if you have, then let us know in the comments below because we'd love to hear of your experiences too. But for me personally, if we're going to go back on, use my example as an example to hopefully help you, it wasn't until somebody noticed that I had a certain skill set and gave me an opportunity. When that opportunity arose, I took action. And by taking action, I was able to display some of my skill set. I was able to show the passion for what it is that I had behind the ideas that I had and the possibilities that we could work and build on with the company that I currently work for, to give me that opportunity to actually start doing what it is that I'd always wanted to do. And I explained it to Ben in the way that I was in a position of, in my head, I was thinking I could do that, but I'm not lucky enough. Or I could do that, but I don't know how. And leaving it there, not taking any further action, going sitting in front of the telly or going and wasting my time just thinking about it. It wasn't till I actually started to take action and started to believe in myself a little bit more, start to practice some of my skill sets and start talking to people before actually some of the ideas that I was talking about would appear to be useful to people. And then I was given chances to prove my skill set and knowledge. And here I am today. So I went from the position of thinking, I could be doing that, to I am doing that. So, one tip that I would give you is think about something that you can take action on. Think about the thing that you can start doing to say that you do it. Not just, I've got an idea about it, I am actually doing this. And then once you start doing it, start talking about it because you never know who you're going to talk to and you never know who they know that they could potentially put you in touch with. Another example of this is when I spoke to Ollie Dunn, or Ollie the Chock as you might well know him. I spoke to him on a podcast interview that I was conducting on behalf of my own podcast, Get Work Savvy, and we were speaking about the power of communications through audio and what a podcast would bring to anyone who's got something to say. And just as a little side note, if you haven't checked out the BeOne podcast, then we'll leave a link in the show notes for you to go and tune in for some regular mindset updates if you're interested in that kind of thing. But anyway, I was talking to Ollie about this without really knowing that he was interested in making his own podcast. Him and Ben, who I was yet to meet, were planning on launching something similar. I helped talk them through the process and become the producer of the Going In Deep podcast. But if I hadn't have had that conversation with Ollie, I would never have known that that was a possibility, and I'd have never have had that opportunity if I'd have literally just asked him his questions and then ended the interview as quick as I could. I wouldn't have got that opportunity. Then further to that, Ben and I started getting talking, and we created the BeOneMindset.com site, where we've built an absolutely amazing B1 core course which helps anyone to set and plan and prepare their mind for tackling a big challenge or to go after the goals that they're setting themselves. If you're interested in that, again, links will be in the comments underneath. But again, if I hadn't told Ollie about some of my skill sets and some of the ideas that I had, he would never have put me in touch with Ben, and we would never have got talking about the potential of teaming up to create B1 Mindset. But before we go, I just want to give you a task. You've heard what I've said. I'd love to hear what you think about that. But my task to you is to think about what you can start doing today to stop yourself from thinking I could, to becoming that person who can say I am doing this. And then start talking about it, start sharing what you're doing, keep learning, keep repeating the process so you get better and better and better. And who knows where your goals will take you. If you're interested in goal setting and why SMART goals are not necessarily the best thing, then check on this video here. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and hope to speak to you soon.